All right, so this video is going to cover coins in jar. So this program's kind of like when you were a kid, you'd save up a bunch of coins, throw them in a jar. Every time you got some spare change, and then, like a year from now, you'd count them all up and see how many dollars you have. So it says, write an application. It says, write an application that determines the value of the coins in a jar and prints a total in dollars and cents. Ask the user to enter the total number of quarters, dimes, nickels. Okay, so again, circling my nouns, underlining my verbs, figuring out what's important, what's not. Like the word application. We're always writing an application. So, write and application aren't going to be, your variables or the names of your functions or whatever. It says that determines the value of the coins in a jar and prints the total in dollars. So that's the big one. You want your total dollars. Ask the user to enter total. So, quarters, dimes, nickels, pennies. Create. We're not going to do constructors for now. I'm staying away from that for a little bit, but that would definitely be something that you would use, but I'm not going to do it now. Because that'd be full blown object oriented, and we're just not there yet. So it accepts and initializes the total number of quarters. So again, quarters, dimes, nickels, pennies. Also create a mutator method to set total number of quarters, dimes, nickels, pennies. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to say set tote dollars and create a mutator method to set I could say set tote cents and set tote dollars and create two separate methods. But I think I'm just going to create one that does both of them. So that would take care of, this whole line right here. Finally, create accessor method returns the total amount of dollars. So this would be get tote dollars. So, we are determining total dollars. So, our nouns, coins in jar. I'm just going to call this one main coins in jar. We're going to have quarters, dimes, nickels, pennies. We're going to have tote dollars and tote cents. And then our verbs are these are basically going to be our verbs that we're going to use to create our methods, all right? So, again, if we created our, this would be coins in jar. Jeez, my handwriting. I'm sorry, everybody. My handwriting is really awful. That's coins in jar. And then the middle piece would be all these different variables that we would throw right there for our UML. And then these right here would be our methods that we're going to use. So I'm going to close this Visual Studio. So we'll call it main coins in jar. Now again, I'm going to show you how to create this thing just in main. And by the way, I would never program like this both ways, but it's definitely important for you guys to see this. So, you know, we'll do something like, please enter the total amount of quarters. We'll do CN and call it tote. Actually, no, I'm just going to call it quarters. Sorry about that interruption. I had to pause the movie. The intercom at the school went off. So now we'll do dimes. Now, while you're watching this, you should notice I'm getting errors. And think through what these errors are. Notice they're on the variables I'm using, so that should indicate to you that hey, Sealy, you need to define your variables. So let's do that. So we could say or we can say, I'm just going to create all these as double. So double, quarters, dimes, nickels, pennies. And thinking ahead, tote dollars and tote cents. There's different ways to do this. Excuse me, but this is how, you know, I'm gonna do it. So I could say tote cents is gonna be quarters times 25 . So that would give you your total cents, but then we want to convert it to dollars now. So you just say tote cents divided by 100 to give you tote dollars. And then you could say cout so let's see this. So I'm just going to do 10 for each of them. So if I did 10 quarters, 10 dimes, 10 nickels, 10 pennies. 10 quarters is $2.50. 10 times 10 is 100, so that's $1. And when I divide that by 100, that gives me $1. So $2.50 plus $1 is $3.50. 10 nickels is 50 cents, so that gives me $4. And then 10 pennies is 10 cents. So $4 plus 10 cents is $4.10. So I know it works, okay? So now, if we're going to do this with functions, which we should definitely do, remember I wanted to have void. We wanted to have our set tote dollars. And we want to return the dollar value. So double get tote dollars. And we'll return tote dollars. Okay, so again, void means nothing's returned, so you don't see something like this, a return statement. And double means that you're going to return something. It's not void. And so what we're going to return is the total dollars, which total dollars is a double. Now, I want to I'm going to move this outside my main because I want my variables to work in all my different methods. And I am going to cut this out of here and throw that in there so that now can't do this yet because I have to pass the information in. So what I'll do is I'll say I need to call it. I'll say set tote dollars, and I'll pass in the quarters, dimes, nickels, and pennies. Double what's wrong here? This needs to get the tote dollars. Okay, yeah. I don't know why that. I'm looking at this going, there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm not really sure. Either way, it works. Sometimes you got to click off of it to make, once you fix the error, to make it go away. So let's see here. We enter in the information. We set the total dollars by passing in quarters in here, dimes in here, nickels in here, pennies in here. And then we run our calculations. We divide the total cents by 100 to set that, and then we can get the total dollars. So let's see if this works. I think it should be okay. 10, 10, 10, 10. All right, $4.10. So this should be good to go. I don't know. I've written a few of these like this in this format for this chapter. So this kind of, and again, I said back from like the introduction program and introduction video to the class, a lot of this, all the problems that you're going to do are different. You're never going to be working on the same kind of problem in programming, but the structure is what you should kind of start memorizing. So ideally, you're getting your information in here through your interface. You're passing that information off into a mutate or set method that sets everything. When you hear mutate, think there's some sort of equal symbol in here. Something's being calculated or some variable's being changed in the set method. And then your get method, your accessor method, just return the information back into main here. Now, again, this is going to change. The structure of this stuff is going to change, but not a whole lot. It will actually change more in C++ than if you were taking Python or Java. There, C++, there's a lot more, I don't know, Java and Python cleaned up a lot of things in C++ because they're fully object-oriented, and it's really kind of nice, but, we're working with, C++, so we'll get to how this thing changes up later. But this should be a good general structure for you guys to follow along with and get familiar with. And I think if you kind of memorize the structure of this kind of stuff, it will become easier and more, you'll be able to understand it better. So, and to be honest with you, it might be easy to do what I'm doing at first, where we just run all the calculations and everything in here. We get the information, we run our calculation, and then we display it, and then kind of go out and kind of parse out your mutator set methods and access or get type methods. So anyway, this video is done.